Hey guys, Heather here with Hump Days with Heather on the Talking Pools podcast. I hope you're having an amazing day, as always. So, I've had a very eventful past 2 weeks. We have laid my grandmother to rest, who was the beacon of our family. So, I'm pretty upset about that, but she has completely lived a full life. So, I'm very thankful for that. Well, on to the fun activities of today. I hope y'all are going to the Las Vegas Pool and Spa Show because I plan on being there. I haven't booked my stuff yet, but I need to. I have debated on which days to go, but I'm going to look at it and see. I haven't even looked at the classes or anything, so I'm a little behind on that. But I plan on being there. Hubby may come with me, depends on kiddo and all that situation. But this episode, I want to talk about pool building and how you can better communicate with your clients. We're in a pool build right now. Obviously, it's what I do. And this stupid wall has caved in, going on the third time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to throw some concrete, mix it in, throw it, and hopefully that wall stops effing caving in because I'm sick of it, right? Well, the homeowner, is getting a little worried because it's caved in a lot, and I've already dug it twice because the amount that it's caved in. Luckily, I don't have the steel and the plumbing in yet. And I'm waiting on the weather here to put the void boxes in. We've had no rain for 90 plus days, and then all of a sudden it's raining, which very thankful we need the rain. However, I don't need this much rain. I need to be able to put my void boxes down and put my steel in and my plumbing in and my gun night and be done with that section of the pool build. I'm just like at my wits end, right? So how do we effectively communicate this with the homeowner when they're already, stressed enough with everything going on with the pool build itself? So I am very thankful for this particular client because my other builds don't need the void boxes or anything. So she has been super amazing. She's been super understanding. And part of that is because of my communication that I've had with her from day one. So I do my builds a lot differently than most people in the DFW from what I've been told it by homeowners is like when I schedule my pool builds, I don't give them the entire schedule up front. So again, that communication, that expectation that you set at the beginning of that pool build needs to be there from start to finish. I schedule my dig is this day, and then my goal is void boxes this day, depending upon weather, always dependent upon weather, especially in Texas. And I know Florida the same way. And then you've got your steel, your plumbing, so on and so forth. So I always tell my clients, okay, we're going to schedule the first phase, as I call it, which is going to be your dig, your void boxes if needed, and piers if that's needed as well. Like this particular pool has piers, it's got void boxes, so a little bit more extra steps because that soil is just horrible. And then, of course, your plumbing and steel, electrical, and then your gun night or shotcrete, whatever you choose to do. So I schedule all that up front. And then from there, I don't even work on the rest of the schedule until we get that done and we pass that inspection. So that automatically sets that expectation for that client to understand that, hey, this is here. And then once that's done, then we can move forward with second schedule. Of course, I already have the other people lined up, like tentatively, of course. But we do like the in-house tile and pavers and coping. So that's all in-house. So I've already got my guy sort of lined up for that, blocked out, a week or two for that. But as we all know, that never lines up accurately. I was supposed to do the void boxes Monday, but weather Monday is going to be great. But Tuesday is like 60% chance of rain, and I can't get those void boxes wet. So that homeowner has that expectation of, okay, she's communicating with me. She knows what's going on. And even the cave in, like I told her, I'm like, I anticipated a cave in. That's normal because I checked the weather and I was hoping it wouldn't because, Texas weather is never accurate all the time. So I told her that and she was well aware of that. And then, so round 2 for digging excavation, here we go. So now, and then she just texted me yesterday and was like, hey, we've got a cave in on one of the walls, but we put plywood up and all that. So hopefully that helps it. I haven't gone out there yet. I'm going to go out there on Monday and figure that part out. So hopefully it's okay and I can just compact it back in there and then shoot the rest with backfill with shotcrete and or just put the the backfill back in there where it goes.
Launch your product with the Talking Pools podcast by placing your ad here. For information on sponsoring the Hump Days with Heather podcast, contact us at talkingpools@gmail.com.
Expectations with communication is important no matter if you're building, if you're remodeling, if you're renovating, if you're weekly cleaning. I can't stress this enough. It makes our industry look horrible when we have so many upset customers because our expectations that we provide to our customers are not set at the beginning. Like even my renovations, my expectation is set at the very beginning from every job that I do, whether it is just a plaster or it's plaster tile and coping or we're adding or we're changing depth or whatever that may be. That expectation has to be set at the beginning of the stage. When we set our expectations, it's during the estimating process. Actually, we tell all of our clients, like on pool builds, hey, I do things a lot differently than most pool builds. I'm not going to give you the entire schedule. It's just not possible whenever I'm scheduling all this and you got inspections and you got weather and you got, people that call in sick. I just can't physically tell you dig day is here. My completion date is going to be here. You will always run over that completion date 90 to 80% of the time. You're going to run over because of one of those issues. So we set those expectations at the beginning during the estimate. And the same with our remodels. Now, do you sometimes give the entire schedule? Of course. I'm like, tentatively, this is my goal. However, don't set those expectations as a completion because of X, Y, and Z. And 98% of that time, my homeowners are actually thankful for that because it sets that expectation for them and they don't have in the back of their mind, okay, well, I was supposed to already be at gun night this phase in this pool build, which I was, but cave-ins happen. And now, and by communicating with her, she's like, okay, I already had that expectation of this was supposed to be said here. However, we had this issue come up here. So where are we at with what's going on? With that being said, she has been a lot more lax than, say some other builders that have upset clients because we're pushed behind and they don't understand, people that are building pools, like the consumers, not us, they don't understand the process that goes behind the pool building. So they don't understand the engineering that goes on. They don't understand, like, if this happens, what we have to do to adjust, so on and so forth. So it helps them understand that process a little more as well, because I'm a little bit more detailed in my clients. I'm not just like, okay, dig, plumbing, steel, electrical, bam. I give them reasons. Obviously the dig is pretty self-explanatory. The reasons why we have to do stuff in certain order or if something happens, I elaborate to let them understand what's going on and to help them be reassured that it's not abnormal and that they don't need to freak out because it's already stressful for them. They see their entire backyard tore up. They see a mess. They see this big hole in the ground with nothing happening. So they're already stressed. So just ease that stress for them and make them understand that you have it under control and you know what's going on, as well as you're keeping them informed with that process. So I hope that as an industry, we can come together and better communicate with our clients, because I think the top issue and complaint with most of our competition is communication. I get calls all day long that say, hey, I've called X company like 5 times and I can't get them to call me back, and I don't understand why. Like, do they not want my business? Are they too busy? What's going on? Like, why aren't they calling me back? Our goal and my company is to answer that phone call in the first time. And we have processes in my company where if we don't pick up the phone, we're going to call them back, whether they left a voicemail or not, unless we know it's spam. Obviously, I'm not going to call that back, but that communication process is still there, from my front admin to the sales process to the execution of the contract. You have to keep that expectation alive and follow it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little tidbit And I hope to see you at Vegas if y'all go to the Vegas show. I'm planning on going. I don't know what days yet, like I said, but I'm gonna look. I've got to kind of get everything in order because my grandma was in the hospital for a while, so I've been out of town for a little bit, and then, she passed, so we've been dealing with that and family and all that. But nonetheless, we're back at it, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.